Welcome to the Orange City Literature Festival. I'm Shreya Kar and I'm thrilled to kick off this new exciting segment for the students of Nagpur. This year marks the 6th edition of the Orange City Literature Festival, and we are extremely delighted to provide the students a platform to share about their favorite books and to foster a vibrant reading culture. Today we have Swaroop Wankhede with us, who has picked Gullivers Travels by Jonathan Swift about his book, and he is going to tell us about that book. So, welcome Swaroop.
Thank you, ma'am.
How are you feeling today? Are you excited?
Yes, I'm really excited as it was my first time in the podcast, and I'm actually really excited from my heart that I'm doing the podcast for the first time. So the book I read is actually about the Gullivers Travel, in which was written by the Jonathan Swift. And this book is about the adventure of Gullivers to the various places. In part 1, we see that the Gulliver travels to the Lilliput island, and in the part 2, he travels to the Brobdingnag, where the place is full of the giant people. And in the third and fourth part, he travels to Japan, various places across the world, etc. So I'm really excited for today's session.
It's really great to know that you are as excited as I am for this segment. Thank you so much, Swaroop. Now, moving on to the first question, I would like to ask you that what really inspired you or what drew you to read Gulliver's Travels?
Actually, what happened is that as I was looking for an interesting book to read, so that I can make myself a better personality. So as I was looking here and there for a new book, my friend told me to read the Gulliver's Travel, as it is a very nice book, as my friend had read it, and our school also held a competition on it. So it was a very nice experience for me for reading the Gulliver's Travel, and I love that book so much.
It's really glad that you found the book really interesting. Now, about the main character, Lemuel Gulliver, right? Tell me, what do you find interesting about him? Is he a hero or a flawed individual?
I think he is a flawed individual with some of the hero characteristics, as you can see in the first part where he travels to the Lilliputian island. He acts like a hero when the enemies of the Lilliputians were attacking the Lilliputs. He helped those Lilliputs by taking the ships of those enemies. So I think he is a flawed individual, as he was just a normal person living in England with his family. He is a flawed individual, but with a hero characteristic.
I found it really interesting that you liked a flawed individual like Gulliver so much. So my next question is that in the book that you read, there were multiple stories of Gullivers, and he traveled in multiple countries also. So what was your favorite destination in the book that Gullivers traveled, and what type of adventures do you wish to do there?
Actually, I liked the most entertaining part for me was the second part, when he travels to the place of giants, Brobdingnag. It was full of giants, and the first time when he went there, actually he was just wondering what this place is. So when he returned to his ship after wandering, he saw the giants running after the ships. So this part has excited me. So what will happen in the further part? So I love that part so much that the part 2 had become my favorite part. And if I had went there, I would first go and meet the king of there, as he was with the Gulliver for whole the time, and he was very nice to Gulliver. I would like to meet him.
That's really great to hear such an insightful story from you. Now, tell me one particular place that Gulliver traveled and you also wish to travel there, and tell me the reasons why. Why that place is so special and you wish to visit there sometime.
Actually, the second favorite place is the Lilliput Island, as this island was full of the Lilliput people. I would love to go there and just work on listen to the little people, know their language and know their agriculture practices, or the method of the kings follow, method of the farming. I would like to know that all and implement it in the real life. So I would love to go to the Lilliput Island.
That's really great. I really hope that someday you find yourself in such a place that you can learn all these agricultural practices, different cultures, and tell me also when you learn about them. Tell me, Swaroop, that you have read Gulliver's Travels, right?
Yes.
And the satire of the Travels, you are very well known with the satire.
Yes.
So, how is it relevant in today's world?
A satire is like if we know about the politics, the satire represents the politics of the today's world, and it is relevant in today's world. Like we do politics every day, the politics is everywhere. The satire in this book, in this less storybook, represents the English politics. So I like the satire of the Gullivers Travel.
That's really great. Now tell me that how has reading Gulliver's Travels has developed you as a person, and how do you see different cultures after reading this book?
I see that we should live in every culture with harmony. I I think we should support every culture, as there are many cultural practices that a person usually does. So the thing which I learned from this storybook is that the as the Gulliver travels to the island of the little person and the giants, he's I heard, I just thought of that for a moment, that uh, the person we meet, like a person, if we are a good person in a room, it is not necessary we are good in all everything. There are many people, those who are better than us. So I think it is relevant.
Definitely, whatever you are saying, I'm totally agreeing with that. And I too feel that we should be humble enough to appreciate others above us. And I really wish for you too that you implement all these things in your personal life as well. Now, tell me, Swaroop, that when Gulliver traveled through different countries, how his mindset changed while he was traveling, and how he saw different things with different perspective.
As he was traveling everywhere, so I think when he went to the Lilliput island, he thought that everyone is little than me, I am the greatest one. But while he was in the giant island where the Brobdingnag, he thought that I was so little. I was in the place where I am the little one and the others are giant. He felt like the Lilliputans, those who felt when the Gulliver was in the Lilliput island. So his mindset usually got changed and changed and changed whenever the place where he went.
So that is really good for Gulliver, right?
Yeah, that is really good for Gulliver.
Yeah, I'm glad. Now, this one is a fun question I would like to ask you. Tell me one character that you would like to make or that already exists, and that you would like him or her to accompany Gulliver while he is exploring different countries.
Actually, I like this question. So the character I would like to choose is like the person who might help the Gulliver in the survival of him, and the help him in every situation. He should must be a humble one, and I would like to build a character who is like Gulliver, but some characteristics are different than the Gulliver. So I would like to make him humble, caring, some person in the good in survival skills, and have a good mindset about everything.
Me too. Even I think that such a character will definitely help Gulliver throughout. Now moving on to the next question. Uh, Hypothetically, if you are someday stuck in a situation in a place like Lilliput, between a lot of Lilliputs, so how would you deal with that, and what would be your strategy to deal with those kind of creatures?
If I am in the Lilliput Island and I am surrounded by the little people, so I will first go and try to make them comfortable that I am a good. Like if I went to the place, I do not know their language, so by sign language, by telling them, or by giving them something for foods, like everything, I will make them to feel that I am a good person to them, and I will live with them and and learn their culture and their language.
I really liked your answers, Swaroop. Now, moving on to the last question, I would like you to ask just one question. What do you think, that are there any Gullivers in today's world as well, and why are they? Who are they? Can you just explain?
Actually, I heard about a woman who climbed the summit of the Mount Everest 7 times. So I think the people like her are the Gullivers of the real lives. There are many people in the world who are just trying to do some adventure and are doing some adventures. Those who are really keen to explore the new places or move everywhere around the world. So I think there are people like Gulliver in the world.
That was so nice. It was great talking with you, Swaroop. As we wrap up today's segment of Orange City Literature Festival's book review podcast, I would first like to thank Swaroop. Thank you so much, Swaroop, for sharing your powerful insights.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm also excited to share with all of our listeners about the 6th edition of the OCLF happening in your own city on the 22nd, 23rd and 24th of November at Chitnavis Center. It's a great opportunity to meet over 100 of authors all from across the world and to delve into the world of books. Thank you for tuning in today, and don't forget to join us for the next segment. Until then, keep exploring, keep reading and happy listening. Thank you so much.